Good morning guys, Vesper here, and as everybody knows, Evolution starts tomorrow. So I just wanted to make a quick video and find out what your guys' predictions are on who's going to be the Ultra Street Fighter 4 World Champion this year. Now first, we had a little controversy a couple months ago when Ultra Street Fighter 4 came out in Japanese arcades first before everyone else, and they got to play around with the game a little bit. But that wasn't much of a big deal after the game came out on console for a DLC, and everyone else got it, and all of a sudden the game is different again. They just put like one last second patch before the game came out, and so that kind of balanced out. But then the patch was updated for the Japanese cabs recently, so now we're kind of at even now, and now I don't think it's a big deal at all. We had a huge tournament for CEO, and the Japanese got to see a lot of the Americans play. And then there was the Topanga charity tournament, and a lot of the Americans got to see the Japanese play. So we had two big tournaments, and there's really no crazy like secret technology around the car. Everyone's, if anyone has anything, they're saving it for Evo this weekend. So yeah, the big question is, who do you guys think is going to win it, and who do you think the top three will be, and who do you want to win it, so your favorites. So let me start off by naming my top three predictions. I think the top three for this year's Evo is going to be Kazunoko, Infiltration, and Fuudo. And I think the grand finals is going to be Kazunoko versus Infiltration. So let me explain my thought process on the top three here. Okay, let's start with Fuudo. Fuudo, Evolution 2011 winner, mains Fei Long. Now Fuudo is a monster with Fei Long. It is the perfect character for him. Now, Fuudo is the all-time Virtual Fighter champion. One of the most complicated 3D fighting games transits perfectly into 2D. What makes Fuudo so good with Fei Long is the fact that Fei Long is such a simple character to use. His matchups, the way he fights every matchup, is very similar. And that way, Fuudo can just focus on him and what he wants to do, rather than the matchup itself, and just bully people and outsmart people in his matches. And what I think gives him the edge over Imago, which is another amazing Fei Long player, is the fact that Fuudo is so damn good under pressure. He is so capable of making insane comebacks because he is just fearless and completely confident on his reads and what he's going to do. Now, a lot of people know that Fei Long did get toned down for Ultra Street Fighter 4 in the sense that he can't just, Rekka his problems away. Well, he can still EX Rekka his problems away, but he's got to spend meter to do it now. Anyways, now his Ultra 1 juggles for 3 hits instead of 2. And this is insane because that third hit does so much damage, and Fei Long needed a comeback factor, big time. And the fact now that Fei Long has a huge comeback factor, since his Ultra 1 does so much damage after a juggle, this is perfect for Fuudo. This is Fuudo's wet dream. So I'm really excited to see Fuudo play this year, and I think he's going to take third. Alright, let's talk about Infiltration. Infiltration is one of the most dominant Street Fighter players in the world. He is so consistently good. Now, I remember watching Infiltration back in 2009 when I was at Evo, and I remember watching this guy, and I remember thinking to myself, this guy is so insane when he was playing Akuma in Vanilla. He was so aggressive. The way he played, the way he just walked full screen and just attempt to throw someone is just batshit insane. So entertaining to watch. And over the years, he just keeps getting better and better and better. And I remember talking to my buddy of mine a long time ago. I used to say, dude, you have to sponsor this guy. He is going to be a world champion one day. And sure as shit, in 2012, wins Evolution. And ever since then, he's been winning tournaments and drinking water bottles non-stop. So, why do I think Infiltration will make it to the grand finals? The fact that Infiltration plays so many characters. That's what I think his strongest point is. He plays way too many characters of different ranges too, not just top tier characters, but mid tier characters and low tier characters. He plays Gouken, he plays Juri, plays Ryu, plays Akuma, he plays Hakan, Oni. It is just crazy, and he plays all these characters at extreme high level, and some in his own original way as well. And he makes these characters seem so agile and fast because He uses so many different normal attacks with these characters. If you guys haven't noticed, when you watch Infiltration's matches, he uses all their normal attacks. And it's really funny because of this, he's able to play this really advanced footsie game, and the opponent just doesn't know what the hell to do. Because it's the first time they're seeing this shit, including like air-to-air attacks and weird neutral jump attacks and stuff like that. Now, we know Akuma has been toned down in Ultra Street Fighter 4 in the sense of his Vortex, the fact that there's delayed wake-up and such. And now he has to be played a different way. He has to be focusing more on his normals and his footsie game. So what they did is his far-standing hard punch is now cancelable. So it's almost like Infiltration put this in the game himself, because this complements him so well to give Infiltration a godlike footsie tool like standing hard punch. That forces stand. This is like the equivalent of Rock Lee throwing off his weights. This is Infiltration at full power. And I think this is a huge buff for him, and he's going to abuse the hell of it at Evo. This guy had to make Daigo relearn how to throw fireballs in his fireball game, to press the buttons silently. That alone is like a good enough statement to describe Infiltration. Finally, we have Kazunoko, who I think will win Ultra Street Fighter 4, and of course, he uses Yun, who is top tier! And now he's back with a vengeance in Ultra Street Fighter 4. I remember when Yun first came out, he was so broken, he single-handedly killed the game for everybody. They had to make an entire other version of the game just to nerf him in AE Apology Edition. On top of all the changes of Yun in this version and all the buffs, the red focus is what makes him a monster. Red focus is so crazy with Yun. He has so much comeback potential and damage potential. It is insane. They're all hit confirms too. It's just wild how much damage Yun does now. And the only other character that benefits from red focus so well is probably Sea Viper. And, you know, Yun is the real last boss of Street Fighter. He is the true Seth. The guy has the best moveset. He has every tool imaginable. He has awesome option selects. He is made for this game. And Kazunoko's the best in the business with him. He's been using him since forever. And I think he's got this tournament in the bag. I seriously think Yun's going to be ripping through this tournament to shreds. Okay, let's talk about some favorites. So my favorite to win Evolution is going to be Smug. And I'm sure that's going to be a lot of people's favorites too. He is so entertaining to watch. He mains Dudley, and if you haven't seen any of his matches, make sure you check out CEO. There's some really great matches. I see so much potential in him. He's basically going to be like the new Infiltration, and he's definitely going to be a crowd favorite. Now, another favorite of mine is going to be PR Balrog, because he uses Balrog. I know he's going to be using Evil Ryu as well. But the thing I like about it is that just Balrog is such a wild card character, especially when PR uses him, because Balrog is really good against some top tier characters. And the Japanese players, they don't have much experience with him, and PR always does really good upsets with Balrog. And I hope he really sticks to his guns with that character. I know he wants to be the best, and he wants to use the best characters, but I really think when he uses Balrog, there's like a fire lights up in him, and he just does so well. So I hope he uses a lot of Balrog in this tournament, and doesn't second guess himself on the character select screen, and I think he'll do very, very well. Now, I know this video is getting long, but there's still a bunch more players I want to talk about. Let's talk about Daigo. Now, we all know Daigo, multiple Evolution winner, undisputed world champion for a while. He used Ryu, and ever since they nerfed Ryu from vanilla, he's been kind of soul searching, and it almost seems like Daigo kind of like lost a part of himself ever since, because he's been clinging to just top tier alone, it seems, because he is so concerned with having a good majority of matchups for everyone, and he only sticks with one character and one character only. And I still think to this day that Daigo's best character is Ryu. It doesn't matter which version it is. And he's good with Guile too. But I don't think Daigo will do well, because it just seems like he's playing so stubborn. I don't know if you guys remember the Punko match when Daigo did 3 wake-up uppercuts in a row. And then against the Tokido match the other year, he does 2 wake-up uppercuts in a row. And it just seems like he's just like a compulsive gambler, you know what I mean? Like, I did 1 uppercut and I missed it. That means I gotta do another uppercut to get my damage back. And it's just, his style of play is just so weird now. It's like he's not respecting the opponent. But Daigo is really, really good in arranged 1v1 matches. You guys remember when he 10-0'd Shen and 10-2'd Infiltration. He is really good at studying the game. He knows the game so well. And that brings me back to another point. When Daigo was winning all these evos, when the game first came out, he had a lot of advantages over people. Not just because he plays so much, but he knew about plinking and option selects and things like that before they were really the norm in the game, and I think that just gave him a massive, massive advantage going through the tournaments. And I truly do think that people have caught up to Daigo, and of course he'll always be one of the gods, but I don't think he has it this year. Back in the day, before every Evo, there used to be a message from Daigo, but this year, there is a message from Vesper. Daigo, if you get knocked down, and you do a wake-up DP, and they block it, or it whiffs, and you get punished severely, do not do another wake-up DP. Thank you. And I'll see you at Evolution 2014. Okay, who else do we have to talk about here? Bonchan and Reinhardt, both amazing Sagat players. I think that the nerf to Sagat's Fireball recovery hit him too hard, and I know his Ultra 1 fully connects in the corner. I don't consider that a buff. I consider that a fix. But I think that it just damages Sagat too much, and I think that's going to hurt them this tournament. I know they'll make it far, but not far enough. I know another favorite of everybody's is going to be Sako. Sako is considered one of the gods. And it's so funny. Every time Sako is about to play, James Chen always talks about, it's the execution god. Waiting till you guys see this match. And I don't know if it's commentator's curse, but then he always drops his calls like crazy, and then he gets bopped, and then he's out. that's pretty much Sako at Evolution for some reason. I don't think he plays well in overseas tournaments. I think he plays his best like in the Japan side. And I don't think his rig select button on his Sako stick is going to save him this tournament. Another favorite, Tokido and Momochi. First off, Tokido. Tokido is a genius, everyone knows. He plays so well in so many tournaments, but I think that's his biggest demise, is that he plays in way too many tournaments and he doesn't just focus on one game. I think he'll make it to the top 16 for sure with Akuma. And if he can make it with Infiltration, I think he has Infiltration's number. For some reason, he always wins in those mirror matches. But I think that's his biggest weakness, is that he just plays too many fighting games. Momochi has been playing really amazingly lately, especially with Ken. And he plays Jury very well too. I think he should focus on his Ken. And he plays best with Ken when he's super aggressive. I noticed when he plays like slow and methodical with Ken, he doesn't do really well. But once he starts panicking and the timer gets low, all of a sudden he just picks it up. And I think that should be his game style, more aggressive. And I think Momochi will be killer. And just trust his instincts. Like Momochi makes amazing reads, and I think Ken should be played in an aggressive playstyle. Just with the EX Hurricane kick alone makes it really powerful character to play aggressively. So hopefully Momochi realizes that and adjusts his gameplay as such this evolution. Last two people I want to talk about before I close out this video is Xian and GamerB. Now Xian, Evo winner with Gen, which is just, you would never guess that in a million years, but it happened. I think that a big part of his thing was that a lot of people didn't understand the matchup. And the Vortex was very good. That really ambiguous cross-up and unblockable cross-ups were really powerful again. And I think that with Ultra Street Fighter 4, it's just not strong enough anymore. So I think he'll make it far, but I think that'll be his demise. And as for GamerB, just pretty much all of GamerB's blogs, like I agree with basically. Like all of his matchups, his bad matchups became worse. And his good matchups just, they stayed the same. But GamerB, he just plays Adon at such an amazing level that he will still make it really far. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it top 8, honestly. So good luck to both of them, and I really respect the characters that they use. Okay, I'm gonna close it up. This video is way too long, but if you've listened to it, thanks a lot. It's awesome to hear you guys' feedback. I really want to know what you guys predict and what you guys think of my thoughts. So be sure to leave a comment below. I'm really excited for Evo, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Peace.
ウルトラストリートファイター4。いいね、やり込んでるね。勝ち上がりは優勝へリーチ。